What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another hotfix video, and let's get right into this because there's another really big one here. This is for March 12th, 2020, and getting started with some general things. They're again addressing a progression blocker with Typhon de Leon causing issues with the Shadow of Starlight mission. I thought they had fixed this, but apparently not, so hopefully this fix actually takes. They've addressed a reported concern that the Jabber Mogwai was sometimes not dropping loot at the correct rate. I don't know what that means, if they were dropping too much or not enough, because I was getting quite a bit of loot there myself. Characters, we're looking to go over each Vault Hunter to identify inconsistencies in gameplay. Some of these concerns will have to be addressed via patches, but for issues such as incorrect values being listed, we're able to adjust in hotfixes, they say. Removed the gunner's general winter minigun damage penalty and cryo penalty. So yet another improvement for Moze. That's very good. They also adjusted Moze's exploding bullet skill to match the current damage output, which was sometimes higher than stated on the skill description. So rather than bringing her down to what it says on the skill description, they're actually just making the skill description show what it's actually doing. So that's good. That means, you know, they're keeping the damage high and not, not bringing it down. So that's good news. They're addressing an issue with the Beastmaster's Furious Attack skill, sometimes rounding its values and making the skill description and damage output appear inconsistent. They are addressing an issue with the Beastmaster, aka Flak, Hunter's Eye skill, where the skill description was sometimes showing values from incorrect fields. I don't really know what these mean, but I'm not a big Flak player myself, so it'll be interesting to see how these things actually work and help out. They're also doing some location rebalancing. Certain areas in the game will be either over leveled or under leveled when you would go into them. So they're fixing stuff in Necrotafeo, which will now make it match the average level of players. And then they're also fixing enemies in the Anvil. Those should now average out to the level of the player as well. All right, now into the big stuff. The thing that you really clicked on this video for: more weapon buffs. We got the Sickle. We got the Boomer, the Garcia, the Hellfire, Hyper Focus, the Link, Nemesis, Nimblejack, Ogre, One Pump Chump, Rosen's Thorn, Sawbar, Skexil, and Tank Man Shield, all getting buffs. Yes, please, thank you. Let's start with the Sickle. They're addressing a reported concern that the Boom prefix was sometimes not receiving the buff from last week's hotfix, so that one's not really a buff this week as much as it is like a fix. The Boomer, this is a doll SMG available in the Handsome Jackpot DLC. This thing seems like it would be something really awesome on Moze, but it just really had lackluster damage. They are increasing the weapon damage on that. Hopefully that means this will be another awesome gun for Moze players. Let's hope. The Garcia, they're increasing the fire rate and increasing the number of projectiles that come out. So potentially this thing could become one of the really underrated, like fly under the radar kind of shotguns. Now, I know that the Lob is like crazy right now, but I like Jacob's shotguns myself. They just feel really nice to shoot people with. So hopefully this gives us another good option in the shotgun department. The Hellfire Smg, this thing has been kind of picked on for a while now. Originally this was a Malawan in Borderlands 2, and then they switched over to Doll in Borderlands 3 for whatever reason, and for whatever reason it's also had problems with weapon damage, which they are increasing, and they're also increasing the damage over time amount. So potentially the Hellfire might become one of the better SMGs in the game after this. Now, granted, it's always going to be fire, so you got, that's an issue if you're trying to do other damages or whatever, but still, the Hellfire should be good, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. The Hyper Focus XZ41, they've increased the weapon damage on that. This gun, think of this as like the SMG version of the conference call. So having an increased weapon damage on this thing could be really, really good. The Link, now this one is a drop from the Anointed Alpha. They're increasing the weapon damage on this as well. This one's an Atlas gun, so Atlas needs, there's a lot of Atlas things that I think need some tweaks, honestly. The Nemesis, a doll pistol, is getting weapon damage increase, so that's good news. The Nimblejack increased the weapon damage, and they've added 100% bonus critical damage. The Nimblejack is about to become really good. I can't wait to see what this thing's capable of. The Ogre increased weapon damage. This is another really good piece of news for Moze. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this update that's like Moze is going to be really happy. Moze players are going to be really happy. The Ogre is one of the biggest things that they could do to help Moze, so it's awesome to see that. One pump chump, they are increasing the weapon damage on that thing. This thing is already capable of some really good damage, but on Mayhem 4 it kind of it feels a little lackluster at times. The Rosen's Thorn are increasing the weapon damage on this Torgue pistol. Very nice. The Saw Bar, previously a pearlescent in Borderlands 2. In Borderlands 3, nobody uses it because it's just been bad. So they're increasing the weapon damage on that. They are adjusting the timing of when the 3 projectiles split to be sooner. So potentially if you find your proper range on that thing, you'll be able to do some crazy damage with this thing. Let's hope. The Skeksil pistol increased the extra projectile damage, so that's good news there. The Skeksil was already a very good pistol, but in Mayhem 4 there's just so many better options, so it's nice to see that. The Tankman Shield, speaking of Mayhem 4, this Mayhem 4 specific sniper that you can get from Trant in Athenas, they've increased the maximum damage cap by 200%. So this thing, if you really work with this, and this would be really good for Moze players again, you can really get some good damage out of this. Now they're also increasing the percent damage awarded per kill, so I'm guessing that you're going to be able to stack your damage percentages higher faster. So Tankman Shield back on the map as something potentially very good. Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I want to know what you guys think. Items that need addressed. I still say fastball. Get the fastball on this list. That thing is weak as hell. We need that Borderlands 2 level fastball. I want them to increase the damage on the fastball by at least 500% at this point. Because there's nothing quite as satisfying as like one tapping just a general mob enemy with a fastball to the face. You know what I mean? It just feels good. So that's something I would like to see. I would also like to see more snipers being brought up. It's awesome to see that the Tankman Shield was brought up in this, but that is the only sniper on this entire list that got addressed. And again, there's the ASMD, the Malik's Bane, even though it got a buff, it's still weak. There's several others. And honestly, I feel like they should just go ahead and take the Lyuda and put it back to where it was at launch. At this point, just put it back the way it was, man. You see what you're able to do with the Krakatoa. It's like, just put the Lyuda back the way it was at this point, and, you know, let us have some fun with it, I guess. So let me know in the comment section down below, though, what you guys think should be addressed next. So yep, that's the video. If you guys want to, come on over to twitch.tv/killer6. I am live right now testing out all these weapons and items as best as I can, and showing the damage increases as we do every week. And I hope to see you guys over there. Link down in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.